Hey everybody, how are you? Happy Monday, July 19th. I got me a Route 44 unsweet iced tea this afternoon and I'm still working on it. Hopefully, it will not keep me up all night. If you are here, please say hello. Love to chat with you. Make sure I can see everything. There we go. I did not come on this afternoon. I just wasn't ready. So I thought I like the evening edition. It's a little bit more relaxed. So I thought let's go ahead and do make it Monday evening edition. I've just been really busy around here. My mom is with us. She is facing some medical issues. We're gonna see one of her doctors tomorrow and then talk to another one on Friday. So, appreciate your thoughts and prayers in that. But we've just been kind of just summer. You know how summer gets a little wild sometimes. I've got some really pretty samples to share tonight. Before we go there, let me put you. Nope. There we go. And we'll put me there. Hey. I wanted to remind you of the Designer Series paper sale. There are 9 different Designer Series papers that you can get at 15% off now through August 2nd. And I just went online to see what the inventory status was, and they're all still available. A lot of pretty papers. If you want to see them, go to leslie.stampinup.net and click on shop now, and there'll be a link for you to see all the papers that are available at a discount. Hi Kay, how are you? Good to see you. Then I also wanted to mention that coming up in August, on August 3rd, is our mini catalog and our celebration. These have gone out. I've mailed one to myself, so I know about when they're going to arrive. If you've ordered from me within the last year, I have sent one to you, but if you would like one, I'd be happy to get one out to you in the mail. So just comment or direct message me, and I would be happy to get that out to you. Hi, Carol. Oh, she's very good. She's upstairs. We just finished dinner, and she is probably getting ready to log on to watch us tonight. I was just sharing that she's just facing some medical issues. We're going to see her doctors this week, 2 doctors, and they're going to kind of give us a plan. So we're just waiting to hear back from them, or waiting to meet with them. So thank you for asking. The suite, well, actually, it's not a suite, it's a bundle, except I'm using this Color and Contour stamp set. It's in the, I don't know where my main catalog is. Here it is. It's in the annual catalog. The dies are on back order. They are anticipate shipping out on August 2nd. So I went ahead and ordered that because I like to get that discounted for the bundle, the 10%. It's going to show you in the annual catalog here. Again, if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and need a catalog, I'd be happy to get one out to you. Just message me. This is the bundle. I really wanted this bundle for these dies. Looks like they've got some really nice, cute, rectangular, scalloped, and fancy schmancy dies. So I did order this bundle, and like I said, the dies are coming, but I couldn't wait for the dies, so I went ahead and made some cards. And this card, I think, is one of my favorites. I love the font on this stamp set. Thank you for everything. And since I didn't have the die, I went ahead and fussy cut that little image out. This actually, I think I got this idea from the Stamp Doctor. I did copy from somebody, and I always like to share that. Here we go. The Stamp Doc. I saw this sample on Pinterest, I believe, and I just thought it was adorable. She used the die that is included in the bundle, but I went ahead and used a die from the Basic Borders dies, which I've been waiting to order myself. You get 6 dies, and they just have some really cute borders. I love the cloud border, and I've got another sample using this border. You have these dies, Carol? It's been on my wish list for a long time, and I finally bit the bullet and ordered it. I made this little card using this little die. It's kind of reminds me of some of our past bundles, kind of Mediterranean looking dies. But I used the stamps and kind of made a background paper and then cut it out using the dies on both sides and then wrapped a ribbon around it. And then I love that. You're absolutely amazing. So that's a sample, and I have one more. Well, actually, I have 2 more. I was busy this afternoon. I really enjoyed playing with this stamp set. Here's another one, and we're going to do this blending technique in our card tonight, but I wanted to show you how I use this die, which is this one right here. I went ahead and did my card. This is a 4 by 5 1/4, and then I just cut it down here with that die. It looks like an envelope, kind of. So then when I adhered it to the front of the card, it kind of left that little, just that little detail. I thought that was really cute. And I was using the color, the new Fresh Freesia. Kind of used that color in all my samples tonight. I was just drawn to lavender. Okay, this is the card we're going to make tonight, and it's very similar to this one. But I cut this page down, and we used another one of the dies. We used this little, can't grab it, this little zigzag die to cut off the edge of the card, so it gives it a little detail on that. So this is the card we're going to make tonight. And we're going to start out with a piece of, let me make sure I get the right paper. I want it to be 5 1/2. My card base is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, and then I scored it at 4 1/4 and folded it in half. So we can go ahead, why don't we do that first? I'll show you how I did that. So then I just took my little zigzag die and I put it on the front of the card, and I'm using some repositional tape, and we're going to use a lot of this tonight in our sample. Carol, I don't have the stitch tag dies. No, I don't, but I did see a sample today with those, and they're beautiful, and it made me think I need to get them. There's too many things I need to get. I didn't think I was going to do any die cutting tonight, but I guess we are. So I'm going to try not to shake my desk too bad. Hi, Joy. So I'm just going to cut that little zigzag right off the edge of my card front. I'm using my the big Stamp Cut and Emboss machine. My plate's a little warped. I need to get new ones. But it still works. I don't know what I did with it. Then you've got this extra little piece that's kind of fun. You could use that as a trim or an embellishment on another project. So I'll set that aside. I keep a little envelope with all of those. So there's our card front. So when we put our card insert in there, I measured this smaller because I didn't want it to show. So it's 5 1/4, and I believe it's 3 3/4. Yes, this one's 3 3/4. Now I have to find my adhesive. I got real organized before we started today. I don't know what I did with my adhesive. I got too organized, so I'm going to use some of this Old Fast Fuse. We could stamp a sentiment on here. Sometimes I like to leave my card inserts blank until I'm ready to send them, and then I might add a stamped message, or I might just write a note. So that's our card base all ready to go. Now to make this, I kind of took the idea out of the annual catalog. I kind of cased that. And it took me a couple tries to figure out how they did it. So I'm going to show you how I did it. I'm starting with a little, hi Donna. I'm starting with a little Pacific Point ink. And I've got all kinds of blending brushes here. These are old makeup brushes. And I'm just going to put this Pacific Point. I kind of went a little crazy there, didn't I? That's going to bug me, so I'm going to turn it over. Normally when I'm blending, especially with a dark color like this, I'll start off the page. There we go. That's much better. Pacific Point is a pretty dark blue. Like I said, I don't have my collection of Stampin' Up! Brushes all built up yet, so I am using some makeup brushes that I've used, that I've had before Stampin' Up! Came out with theirs. I do have a few of them, and I am using one tonight. Okay, I'm getting my repositional tape very unsticky because I don't want it to tear. So you can just put it on your clothes or your skin just to kind of take most of the stick out. And I'm going to bring it up here and put it right across my paper. And this is 5 1/2 by 3 3/4. And my repositional tape, I just got this off of Amazon. You could also use painter's tape, and you could also use washi tape or Post-it notes. So you can use whatever works for you. Okay, this next color is Pool Party. And this is one of the Stampin' Up! Blending brushes that I do have for the blues. I kind of keep them color separated by colors. I don't have one specific for every color. That would be a lot of blending brushes. And I'm just kind of doing the same thing I did with the Pacific Point, but it's going to have a straight edge, which is kind of cool. Then we're going to go up one more. And this one is Polished Pink. This is another really bright color that you got to be careful with. You can go crazy. Like I just did. But it'll be okay. Okay, and then I'm going to take one last little swipe here. And as you can tell, I didn't try to be completely even and all. I think I'm going to add a little bit more Pacific point there at the bottom just to give it a little heavier base. This is the fresh freesia that'll take us back to our card base color. Okay. Now that we've got it all done, like I said, I think I'm going to go back and add a little bit more of the Pacific point at the bottom. My little Pacific point case is giving me trouble. Just so we don't have too much white space there. And I might add a little bit more Pool Party. But I want to be careful because I don't want to go down below that straight edge that I created with the tape. It's good. When we add all of our other goodies, it's going to look terrific. All right. So this one is I'm a little concerned because one side is so much darker, but it'll be okay, I think. Okay, we're going to use this image here, and I'm just using some Memento Tuxedo black ink. And we're just going to randomly stamp these flowers. I like to start with this one. This is where we're going to put our sentiment, so I'm going to do it first. And then I'm going to kind of just flow these flowers right off the page. And then we're going to put one right up here. Now for a little extra interest, I don't know if you can tell, but I use this little splatter image. And I'll go over those. I'll show you those other samples again, and you can see where I've used that splatter image on several of my samples. And I just went right over the flower. And then to wash it. I'm using my Stampin' Scrub tonight. And I'm just using the same color of my blending right over top of the flower. And the Pacific Point, since it is so dark, I did stamp off once for it. And our last one is the Fresh Freesia. There we go. So we've got our little splatters there, and I'm going to close my inks up because that is all of that we're using. If you had a reservation for the class on Saturday, I apologize that we canceled that, but right now, we just don't know what's up. So I'm very hesitant to plan any live classes right now as well because we just don't know what's up. So hopefully after Friday, we will know more after we meet with my mom's doctor on Friday. Like I said before, I love this font. And I was going to put that up here, but I think I'm going to put it right here. Might have been good to put my sentiment on there before I put my flowers. That might be a good tip. I'm sorry if I got my head in there, little ladies. But I want to line up that D on a head with the W on now. So it's here for you now and in better days ahead. I think that's a real pretty sentiment. Okay, now all we have to do is adhere that to our card front. And I said at the beginning, this is a 5.5 by 3 3/4 to make room for that little die cut we did on the side of our card front. So there is the card front. And it might be kind of fun to add some little sequins here. I thought of that after the fact. I can find my little here it is. I like to use my little gummy thing. I don't know what it's called. So let's add just a few. Maybe just 3. That's a good number. These are retired sequins. Iridescent sequins, but I thought they looked pretty with the these colors. And I've got this little guy upside down, so I'm going to pull him off. Try another one. They never want to go right side up. There we go. I just grabbed these sequins out of my little organizer. But any sequins would do. Some rhinestone basic jewels, that would be pretty. Just to add a little sparkle to your card. So I'll add some to this one later because I just kind of thought that would be a nice little touch on that one. So that's one of our cards. And then here's the same idea that we did. It's basically the same card, but I did it on a 4 by 5 1/4. And then I cut it with the little triangle die from the Basic Borders dies. So after we did all the blending and the stamping, I just cut it and then adhered it onto the card front with adhesive. And then here's a fun one that I used this border from the Basic Border Dies. And I basically stamped my background with all these flowers just randomly on a piece of basic white cardstock. And then I did use a Daffodil Delight marker to color in the middle, and then cut both edges out with that die, which it looks like this. Wrapped a ribbon around it. I did texturize, add some embossing to the first layer. And I love that You're Absolutely Amazing sentiment as well. So that's another one. And then this one I got from the Stamp Doc. She used black check paper, and she also used the die that coordinates with the color and contour bundle, but I used the cloud die from the Basic Borders. I used this one. And then just pop that up with some dimensionals so that your designer series paper is showing underneath. And then the little flower, here's the little splatter that I used behind the flower, and since I don't have the dies yet, I'm waiting on them, I just fussy cut out that image, which is really a darling little image. And I thought that card was really cute. So there's 4 little cards. And we added some sparkle to that one too. I might have to go back and add some to that one. So that's our cards tonight. Thank you, ladies, for joining me. I will be here Wednesday, although, like I said, my mother is, we're visiting with one of her doctors tomorrow. And if we, if they decide that we need to do something sooner rather than later, I won't be here on Wednesday. So it's up in the air, but I hope to be. So we will talk then. If not then, we'll talk soon. You guys have a great evening, and thanks for joining me this evening. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.